You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha Vigeshtak, leis an fod curly Rebel Rebel, le Rory McCarson.
Well, folks, we're back again. Hopefully a third time lucky. Definitely having a few gremlins today. I don't know if it's Make Leads or the channel on the desk or whatever. But basically this here desk in my studio hasn't moved out of here for like a year. After taking it away last week to do a few gigs and all hell breaks loose. So it's a lead or something, whatever is the problem. But it seems to be sounding a wee bit better and nice. Hopefully that's it, for God's sake. My apologies, folks. So I'll go on today over about 15-20 minutes today, obviously, because we're starting a bit late. So very, very sorry. Right, folks, so later on we're going to be joined on the show live by Fran and Paddy Mangan, folks, of the Old Brigade, the newest rebel band. They hit the scene here, folks, here in Ireland, and basically our shores. So great to have the two lads on the show. I say they aren't basically new to the scene, so they aren't been on the scene for many, many years, obviously individually and playing different bands, but this is sort of why we have on today. They're going to be on the showcase, basically what they're going to do in this new band, talk about it, and we'll find out how they got together. So right, we're going to do the first song on the show, folks, because that's what you're here to listen to. So hopefully that's the wee sound gremlins and problems we had out of the way with a bit of luck. Again, my apologies. These things happen when you start moving things out of the studio and plug them all back again. So a band that I seen last week, I haven't seen them for a while, absolutely phenomenal, Kelly's Men in Derry, which we'll talk about later on. We're going to start off with a song from their album, recorded live in the Crescent. So obviously you all know my favourite song, folks, Willie and Danny, and I'd say between this version here and the Glasnevin version, it just, I love so much. So here we go. This is the first song of the day, then we're going to start talking about a shite. This is Willie and Danny from Kelly's Men, folks, recorded live in Derry. Oh Jesus, here we go.
Try to sing some songs of glory, sing some songs of peace. In the end, it's the same old story. They're both too hard to reach. People tell me that they're sick and tired of seeing this place run down, but I say take off those blindfolds, you hypocrites, and just help get us off the ground. And please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny, they had to go. The reason's very clear, they're laying down their lives for this year after year. 70 shots between their bodies, not one of those bullets missed, and for every trigger pulled that morning, a volunteer will enlist. For 5 long hours they left him lying there. The priest was turned away, just another step lower for those SAS bastards who'll never forget the day. And please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny, well, they had to go. The reason's very clear, they're laying down their lives for this year after funerals where to prove their worthiness, while thousands they from the streets just to watch the postal boys hover helplessly overhead as the rock they came out to salute. They emptied their magazines over each coffin as defiantly the crowd they were sent. So another day dawns again, those guns they'll be on again, for Willie and Danny had friend. Come on! And please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny, well, they had to go. The reasons very clear. They're laying down their lives for this year after year. Please say it isn't so. While Willie and Danny, well, they had to go. The reasons very clear. They're laying down their lives for this year after year. Please say it isn't so.
There we go. Sound of Wally and Danny are folks from Kelly's Men, the fantastic Kelly's Men. There we go. 7-0, folks. What is it? 7-0, and there's not even 60 minutes left on the clock yet. 60 minutes to go. There we go. 7-0. I'm about a minute behind what my goal alert is telling me, but I'm watching it on Sky here in front of me. So again, cheers to Pedro for lending me his Sky Go password so I can watch the game. Absolutely phenomenal. Folks, 7-0. Jeez, I know it's only Dundee United, but here, there we go. So I think it's all going to be about the goal difference this year. Right, so we'll get into a few shoutouts. See what still have listening in if anybody else hasn't buggered off on us, which I wouldn't blame you today, to be honest. Right, so here we go. Carlan McCrory, how doing, Carlan? Lynn Houston, welcome back. Roe, third time lucky, yes indeed. Dan Breen, indeed, Dan. Joseph McGoy, how you doing? Good to see you last week, mate. All good. Hail, hail. Yep, cheers for a couple of pints there, mate. And for calling the says in the Derry City Sports and Social Club, mate. Much, much appreciated. Richard O'Callaghan, good man. Leonardine man here who's based in Dublin. My Uncle George's 80th anniversary on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Milltown Cemetery. Killed by the REC. 31st of August 1942. Not a problem, mate. We'll give that a wee shout out for you. There he is, the Swedish Provo himself, Big Johan. Derby Day in Stockholm. There seems to be a derby every single week in this place. There is in Sweden. But nothing compared to the morning pint in Bundoran. You know it, mate. John Boy McElhenney, hail, hail. What is the crack? Up the posters, up the posties, up the striking posties, mate. Good to see you, you're in the picket line. Ronan McDonald, yep, sound sorted. Here's another great Sunday. Sound sorted eventually, mate. You know me. I'm going to say, if I hadn't took all this shit out of the studio for last week, we wouldn't have been having this issue today, so we wouldn't have. But yeah, great to be back on. And Ronan, cheers for last week, Mucker, much appreciated. If you're a hospitality and all, it was a great crack. Good seeing you all, yourself and Barry. See, Leanne Doolin, I see we go. Says, would you please play Shea Doolin, a song from Marcella, please, or anything by Shea? Right, folks, just talking of Shea Doolin, obviously, you may have seen me advertising, there's 4 subs coming on, nice there is. You may have seen me advertising on Facebook this wee ad. So the last time I had Shea on the show, I'd sort of said to him, obviously he was looking to get a few gigs in the north, through the south, and definitely get into Belfast. So I said, listen, I'll try and sort it out for you. So in a few weeks, I managed to get him a few gigs. So he's actually over today with us. So the first gig he's playing at is here. He's going to be playing at the Lurgan number 1 Celtic Supporters Club, folks, in Lurgan there at 2 o'clock. As soon as the match is over, Shea's going to be kicking off there. Actually, his cousin Kieran just came this morning there to pick up a bit of gear off me. I mean gear as in speakers and microphone stands and all. I lent them for the gig. And then folks, tonight Shea is going to be making his debut in the Rock Bar, the world famous Rebel Sundays at 10 o'clock. As soon as Jerry Og is finished, Shea's going to be on stage. Seems to be a lot of buzz about the town, folks, out there for Shea playing in Belfast tonight. So if anyone's here about, obviously it's bank holiday, a few people are off work tomorrow, get yourself down to the Rock tonight or up in Lurgan today, folks, from 2 o'clock. We've also got Shea 4 dates organised for October, which is good. So I'll be posting them. They're mostly going to be in the Derry and Donegal area, so they are. Plus, I've managed to get Shea a few gigs at the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival in Bundoran, folks, this year. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this young man, and he fully deserves it. So talking about the Hills Donegal, folks, I'm going to be giving away the third and final wristband during the day's show. So look out for that. These things are worth 50 quid. So if any of you are planning to go into the festival this year, you want to listen in later on, because I'm going to be giving away one of the wristbands on the show. So right, let's see, a few more shout-outs we have. Here we go. Feed the Bear, what is the crack? Feed the Bear, how you doing, mate? Maura Burns, Lynn Houston, paying on the agony indeed. Dan says it's going to be 10-0, so it is. That boy doesn't look happy standing there. Jack Ross, tall, so he doesn't. Valerie, what is the crack? Yes, some score Celtic indeed. Marty Kane, right, says, well, what is the chance of playing the Bold Orange Man, please, or Bloodstained Bandage? Right, Marty, I will definitely get one of them on for you, but listen, tell me, you need to let me know what number that is on Marty's CD, and I'll get it on, because I say, it's, Marty has got one of his albums, Lullabies and Battle Cries, on, he has one of them on, Spotify, so he's going to be hopefully getting the second one on very, very soon, so we will. Let's see, a few more people here. Ro, I'll be a pest now and ask for my favourites. Can you play something from Emer and Christy? Christy's going to be on next, so she is. Please ask for the Irish beat as well, but also I will get kicked off Facebook. Well, you know the cracks you do. Neil Costigan, how you doing, Neil? Greetings from Staten Island, New York City today. Good man yourself. Neil, Kangley, Celtic running red. Indeed. There's what, Jesus, it's so definitely 10 for another few goals. It could be well be 10, so it could. Derek Delaney, afternoon, Row and gang. Happy Rebel Sunday. What is the crack, mate? Hugh McKenna, well, Row, how's things? Hail, hail. Right, I think that's everybody all caught up, so it is. Right, here we go. So we'll do this one. Obviously, Lynn was looking a bit of Krista. So Krista is actually playing tonight in the Derry City Sports and Social Club. So she is along with Caitlin Tierney. So we're going to do a song here from Krista's album, From the Streets of Free Derry. A great song here about the ballad of Eben McAnespy. Folks, great song this here. Absolutely love the way Krista sings it, folks. Here we go. It's Rebel Sundays. And again, very, very sorry for the start, folks. The third time lucky getting started off today's show, but listen, what can you do? So we're going to have Fran O'Mara and Paddy Mangan on the show, folks, at about 2:30, another hour, so listen up for that. Here we go.
It was on a Sunday evening as the sun shone in the sky, as he walked his way to the Gaelic pitch, never thinking he was gonna die. And as he crossed the checkpoint and the sound of gunfire came, and news spread through that border town, Aidan McAnespy slain. And for years he was harassed by the forces of the Crown, as he went to work each morning, and he left his native town, and the soldiers swore they get him, and for reasons no one can say, but sure enough they murdered him in cold blood that sunny day. And Gibraltar, and your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McAnespy on his way to the Gaelic ground. The people, they heard the gunfire, and it came from miles around, and they saw that a young man lying there, he was bleeding on the ground, and the flow of life was ebbing fast, though people they tried their best. Gaelic ground. And Aidan's life had ended, and it was time for Judgment Day. And the soldier jumped down from that tower, and the coward he ran away. God's curse upon you, Britain, for the cruel deed you done. But God will have his final say when our judgment day is come. Oh, and why did you do it? Had you not the guts to say, and to say it was an accident or even a ricochet? And just like Loughall and Gibraltar, your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McAnaspey on his way to the Gaelic ground. And to say it was an accident is the greatest crime of all. To your heartbroken family, this is the worst that could befall. Now the cross, it marks that lonely spot where Aidan he was gone down, as he strolled on the Sunday morning on his way to the Gaelic ground. Oh, and why did you do it? Had you not the guts to say, and to say it was an accident or even a ricochet? And just like Loughall and Gibraltar, your lies are well renowned. Yes, you murdered Aidan McAnaspey on his way to the Gaelic ground.
There we go, folks. Kind of our Krista Coyle for you, with from our album From the Streets of Free Derry. That is a lovely ballad of Aidan McAnaspey. Phenomenal version, that one. So it is. I suppose space for Lynn Houston, that one. There you go. Celine, what is the crack? I thought I had been to see you yesterday, or Celine yesterday. I don't know, huge funeral. Maybe I didn't see you. I see Bruce, greetings from Mexico despite all the bull happening. Well, Bruce, I don't think there's any bull happening. I think it's just we had a few sound issues today, so but you were saying that you can't see your rating. We can see it okay, mate. Your rating here on Facebook, mate, so you're definitely there. Let's see, Joseph McGoy, he says, Ro, what do you call that album you mentioned last week with Roman? Do you mean Ronan? It's on Spotify. Is it the Rebel Collective? Yes, so it's basically, the Rebel Collective is a sort of, they used to do their own podcast a few years ago, whatever and stuff. It's run by Coach, who now plays guitar with Emer McLachlan. Coach, absolute legend of a man. So if you search in Spotify, just the Rebel Collective, and they have basically their own big massive playlist, and there's so many albums on it. Everything Gary O's ever done it. I think there's a lot of the Irish Brigade stuff. So much stuff is on this here. There must be thousands of songs on it. So there is. So you just search for Spotify there for the Rebel Collective, Joseph. And that there's it, mate. That's it. It's great playlist. So it is. Lynn just says, yep, I can't wait to see Krista again. She really does have an amazing voice. And is a lovely lassie. Always have a wee chat when we see her. So, folks, obviously, we haven't been in the studio here for a few weeks. You know, the crack, we've been sort of August and September for doing the show was always a bit mad because we're doing a couple of live gigs and also. So 2 weeks ago, folks, obviously during the Fela weekend, we had we're doing outside McAnanny's, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen the live video. It was mad, absolutely nuts. So again, cheers to Marty and Elaine for coming down and giving me a wee hand. Much appreciated as always, folks. Cheers to Sean from McAnanny's and all the staff for helping us out, for getting us down as well. Much appreciated it was. Then obviously last week we travelled up to Derry for I was doing a private gig on Saturday night, which turned out more like a culture karaoke session, so it did. But then obviously Sunday was the main day. We'd done the show live from the bar in Derry City Sports and Social Club. I actually had a listen to the interview the other day, and it was very, very good, despite what my ma says to me about using too much profanication during the show. But I blame Barry Davey for that. He said more F's and B's than I did, so he did when I listened to it back. But yeah, it was actually really good. It sounded well, so it did. So cheers against the Ronan McDonald and Barry Davey for coming on, being my guest hosts for them, the 2-hour show. And after the show was finished, they brought me down to some Ronan can probably tell me where it was, some restaurant in the middle of Derry there. Very nice. But the more I say, this is if you want to go for a meal in Derry, this is the place to be. It's cheap and cheerful. But is it something like Wheelers or something, or Wheelies or Wheelers or something it was? But yeah, very good. It was lovely. Great company as well. And then obviously we headed back to the main gig. So I was busy playing tunes throughout the day between all the bands. So up first, Barry Davey done a great set. Then Pierce Whitehouse came all the way from East Tyrone. First time meeting Pierce and his lovely girlfriend. Great to see us, lovely people. Pierce done a class set, so he did. So hopefully it won't be too long even before we'll see Pierce again. Then we had Ricky Nixon and was Kev Quigley. It was coming on. They done like a 2-piece. Then after Hemmings, 2 Egypts landed in, Kieran Davenport and Conor Kelly, and I have to say, whenever they came in, they seemed quite sober, but by the time the middle of their set was near finished, Jesus Christ, absolutely juiced. Well, I know Kieran was anyway, and then he went and done a bit of a cameo afterwards with Kelly's men on stage, which was very, very funny, I have to say. And then Ronan ended up doing sound man for Kelly's men the whole night, so it was a great gig. So cheers to Conor McLaughlin and Serious Emotions for getting me up there, and also to Anthony from the Derry City Sports and Social Club for getting me in. Much, much appreciated, mate. So looking forward to getting back there again. Right, so who asked for this song here? Where was it? Let's see. Looking for this wee request here. It was here. Where were you? There was no cursing from. You mean me? Yeah, what was part LOL was Wheelers we went to? Oh, okay. Lee Brockerville today. How you doing, Lee? Tuning in today from Newfoundland in Canada. We'll maybe get one of your tunes on, mate. Let's see. Right, I think it was trying to see who asked for this here song from Tony Boy Ray. Just checking back up the comments here. See who it was. There's Harley Townsend. Rogan, please play Tony Boy Ray version of George and Pop, please. Yes, well, actually found, so his live album seems to have appeared back on Spotify again, so we'll do it there now. Hopefully it works, because I've changed the channel on the desk this here to hopefully make it sound a bit louder. So fingers crossed this plays. So this should be Tony Boy Ray live in Glasgow, folks, with the Battle of George and Pop. There we go. Perfecto. And it's 8-0 now, folks. 8-0. Here we go.
The slopes again. One morning in May, our lads left their base with hearts young and gay. The cause was for freedom, a cause long denied, and then foreign oppressor went to define, while patrolling her streets. They met with the foe, and with guns at their ready, lads and go. So we raised up our hands and cursed that British land, who torment very hard there to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our George and Paul, and they'll not stop me and you. Oh, the place, it fell silent when the shooting died down. to the lads they did the streets of our town. Another to life's lost for the ongoing fight, and in Derry one more that fateful night. So we raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land who torment very hard and been there to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our George and Paul, and they'll not stop me and you. Like George and Paul, they like gold and stone. They died fighting for Derry, their own native home. So always remember and don't ever forget. They died fighting for Ireland, we owe them debt. So we raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land who torment very hard and dare to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They can stop our George and Paul, and they'll not stop me and you.
There we go. So 20 Boy Ray there for Harley Townsend. It's 9-0, folks. 9-0 with 10 minutes left. This is definitely going to be 10 or over, so it is. And I think Jack Ross could be out in his hole, so he could at the end of this match. Just think, we steal our goalkeeper, who's a phenomenal goalkeeper, and he's sitting on the bench now, and he can't do nothing for poor Dundee United, so he can't. 9-0, folks. I don't know who scored yet. Just seen it popped up on my goals app there, but I'm watching the screen here now to see. So I'm assuming it came from this here corner, did it? But we'll go 9-0. Phenomenal. Absolutely, there we go. Fantastic, folks. Who was it now? Oh. Big Carl Starfelt. I got Starfelt now, 2 goals this season already. He's starting off phenomenal. So he is first start of the season for Starfelt, and he scored himself a goal. Well done, mate. The big Swedish Provo himself. There we go. Right, folks, yeah, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit the share button. I know a lot of people are watching the match today, so aren't really tuning into the show just yet, but we will bump the numbers up later on once the game is finished. Folks, yeah, so at about 2:30, so that's another 45 minutes, we're going to be joining the show live by Paddy Mangan and Fran O'Mara from the Old Brigade. What the hell was that there? I think I'm off. Just flew in front of the camera, so it did. Of the match there I was looking at. Paddy O'Callaghan, what's crack, Paddy? Rebel Hearts checking in. Looking forward to hearing the interview. Yeah, we'll say, folks, today's interview, it's not going to be one of the big sort of longer ones we normally do. We'll play like sort of 3 or 4 songs from the band, obviously, because they haven't recorded anything officially yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a song, an individual song that was recorded by Fran first, and then we're going to play one that was recorded by Paddy at the end of the interview. Obviously, we'll get both of them on. We'll just find out a bit about themselves and a bit about the band. But we'll say it's not going to be one of the in-depth ones what we normally do, so it isn't. So just so you know, saying plus we're going to be on a wee bit extra today, folks. To say we did have a bit of a false start today. Well, 2 false starts and 1 good start. So we'll definitely go over a wee bit today. Let's see. Anne-Marie Barkley says is watching from God's country, of course, West Belfast. Joseph Rowe, you're ahead of me watching match. You're giving me the spoilers by 20 seconds. Well, here you must be watching a bad stream because I have a goals app, right? Sorry, and it comes up before the actual, and I'm watching the match on Sky Go. So but it seems to be about 20 seconds behind as well. Dan Breen, what a player indeed. Shane Fian, says, Meet Me at the Pillar by Kieran McCaffrey. Oh, great shout, mate. Yes, that could be definitely on today. Right, so the next one we're going to do here, folks, is, before we do that, we'll want to get to see a couple of shout-outs for you. Right, folks, next Saturday is actually the first Glasgow derby of the season. So if anyone's about want to hear a few rebs, I'm going to be down in McKenna's Bar, which hopefully I'm going to be doing again this year for all of the Glasgow derby games between ourselves and Nemans. So I'll be kicking off, folks, about 2 o'clock as soon as the match is finished. Win, lose or draw, be belting the rebs out, and then the band Summer Fly will be on once I'm finished at about 7 o'clock. So also, get down yourselves, folks, to McKenna's Bar. You can watch the match just down there in Sailortown. Just off the city centre, and then I'll be on from 2 o'clock, folks, in the bar playing a few rebs, Celtic songs, and all that there. Now you see me advertising as well there during the song about the big end of season party, folks, for the podcast. So here we go. Another person has been added to the gig. So Kieran Mack, who played for us there 2 weeks ago at St. McInerney's, obviously he's a local lad, he drinks in the Rock Bar, so we'll go give him a shot here opening up. He was actually meant to be playing at the original Big Fans Gathering, so he was. So folks, there's still some tickets available, but you can pay at the door on the night. So admission is £10, and it's obviously the end of the year fans night for the Rebel podcast, Rebel Sunday show, featuring all the way from County Limerick, Clover Rebel Band, Kieran Mack and myself, folks, DJ Big Row, at their Saturday the 3rd of December. Doors open 8 p.m. at the Rock Bar here in West Belfast. It's going to be upstairs, so it is. And then another wee gig I want to advertise now. This is a week before my gig, so it is. So I'm pleased the lads have asked me to do this for them. So this is for Ernia Flute Band, folks, presents the volunteer Pierce Jordan 30th anniversary. So that's going to be Saturday the 26th of November in the Felons upstairs, featuring Bick McFarlane, the Irish Brigade. And then there's going to be a battle of bands. Now, I participated in a few of these myself, and they're great crack. So it's going to be between Ernia and the Maxi. The Maxi, of course, the volunteer Sean McElvenna flute band from Glasgow. So the way these things normally work is both bands will go in, they'll play a couple of songs each, and then they'll go onto the floor and have a bit of a battle, maybe a bit of a drum solo. And I say it's all a bit of crack. So and the two bands are really close as well, so it'll be a good laugh between the two of them. I think I done 2 of these here between ourselves when I was in Ernia with the Daco from Glasgow as well. Then myself, folks, Big Row, I'll be closing things off. So doors open at 7 p.m, folks, and it's £10 admission, and all proceeds go towards Ernia Flute Band, folks. And this is actually, normally you have the big Celtic Mania thing happens around this year. So this year Celtic Mania isn't happening because this is the 30th anniversary of Pierce Jordan. They're going to be doing a sort of one-off gig in the Felons. So looking forward to that. So cheers to Mackie and the lads in the band for asking me to come on board with their film. So thank you very much. Right, so here we go. We'll go do this here next song. This is the first request from Marty today. He's asked for the Bloodstained Bandits, and this is from the Wolfhound, Ray McAreevy and the Wolfhound, folks, on Rebel Sundays.
A cold May morn was breaking over Dublin's weary town. 16 brave men have fallen to the rifles of the crown, because they loved their country and served it night and day. But before they faced the rifles, this is what those boys did say: take away the blood-stained bandage from off an Irish brow. We fought and bled for Ireland, and we will not shirk it now. We have held her in her struggle, in an answer to her call, and because we sought to free her, we are placed against the wall. That day, Houston, Colbert, MacDonagh and McBride, McDermott and the brothers Kent, with Clark and Plunkett died. McMahon, Pat and Bully Pierce, Mohan, Mahan and Kien, and the last of all James Connolly, this message to them send: take away the blood-stained bandage from all an Irish brow. We fought and bled for Ireland, and we will not shirk it now. We upheld her in her struggle, in answer to her call, and because we sought to free her, we are placed against the wall. Take away the blood-stained bandage from off an Irish brow. We fought and bled for Ireland, and we will not shirk it now. We upheld her in her struggle, in answer to her call, and because we sought to free her, we are placed against the wall.
That is the sound of sorry, I was turning up the wrong mic volume. So basically I not always had it in the always had it in channel number 1, but I've changed it to channel number 2 now. So that's what happened. So there we go. Yeah, folks, this is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Cheers to you all for tuning in today, folks. It's great to be back in the studio. Now, I have to give you a heads up in case you didn't hear last week. So next week, folks, I know you're all going to go, for God's sake, but there's going to be no show next Sunday, basically because it's my wee girl Maeve's, it's her first birthday, so it is. So we're having and this year is absolutely fluent, hasn't it? But yeah, so we're having their birthday party next Sunday. So we are. It's her birthday on the 6th, so it is. But obviously because it's the weekend, we're going to have her party on the Sunday. So that is why there's going to be no show next week, folks. So I hope you can understand. I don't want you all thinking, for God's sake, he's never been on all this here, blah blah, this last few weeks. But just the way August and September goes. So But cheers to you all for keeps constantly coming back and watching the show, folks. And don't forget as well, Bundoran and the Hills Donegal Festival at the end of September. We're going to be there live. Going to be doing the podcast, well, not the podcast, basically a live set outside. I think it's going to be outside Paris on the Saturday afternoon, and then on the Sunday, I'm going to be presenting from a live Q&A with Alan Thompson and John Fallon, folks. So I'm going to be presenting the two guys on the stage, asking the questions. So hopefully, provided I have decent Wi-Fi from the Allingham, I'll be doing that there live, so you can all see what's going on as well. Right, folks, so we're going to do, let's see, a few people have been asking for my last farewell, Anne-Marie Barkley, a couple of other ones as well, so we'll do it there. And say, a version I always do. There isn't much better versions this year, and the way Damien has done this year, and it's a great studio quality version of it. So we'll do this for Terry as well, who's been torturing us for a bit of Damien Quinn today as normal. So here we go. This is Damien Quinn, folks, on Rebel Sundays with my last farewell for all you that asked for it.
Dearest mother, I am writing just to say I won't be home. There's something that I have to do, and I must do alone. Then they took me and they put me in this lonely prison cell. Tonight my thoughts are with you as I say my last farewell. Won't you say goodbye to Margaret, Mary, Bridget and me Hall? I have no words to tell you how much I'll miss you all. Though I may not show it, you know I loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell. Dearest brother, won't you take good care of all the folks for me? Go home to Rathfarnham on the day they set you free. I was happy when you stood by me in all Mary Bridget and me heart. I have no words to tell you how much I'll miss you all. And though I may not show it, you know I loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell. Dearest mother, it's so very sad that now we have to part. To understand the reasons that troubled your poor heart. I had told you since I was a boy, it was my destiny to die to brave soldier, so that one day you'd be free. Won't you say goodbye to Margaret, Mary Bridget and me heart? I have no words to tell you how much I miss you all. And though I may not show it, you know I loved you well. So in my final letter, I will bid my last farewell.
There we go. Sort of Damien Quinn there with a beautiful song, My Last Farewell. It's by for Anne-Marie barked that one there. And I think it was, who else was Damien Quinn? Yeah, of course, Terry. Right, folks, we've just posted up the link there now for the YouTube, the stream for YouTube. So hopefully Annalise will be able to click. Because I know Bruce was saying for some reason the YouTube wasn't working for him, so I wasn't not sure what was happening. But of course, we'll make a cut off today at some stage. So if any is do it, I would advise you all folks go and watch the show on YouTube because it doesn't get cut off. And well, apart from that, what week? It was the week we're going to say Mangan and Annalise. It got cut off, so I don't know what the hell song we played. I think it may have been because we played 18 Brits or something. We did get cut off that day, but that was very strange, I have to say. Right, folks, so it is. The match is just finished, 9-0. Hopefully we could have got 10, but listen, 9-0 against Dundee, phenomenal. So there's only one song we can play after that they're out today, so there is.
We're on the top of the league looking, and on the ranges, and the only explanation I can find is a form we have found since Sanchez been around, that has put us at the top of the league. We're on the top of the league looking down on the ranges, and the only explanation I can find is a form we have found since Sanchez been around, that has put us at the top of the league. We're on the top of the league looking down on the ranges, and the only explanation I can find is a form we have found since Sanchez been around, that has put us at the top of the league. Let's hear you! We're on the is a form we have found since Sanchez been around, that has put us at the top of the league. We're on the top of the league looking down on the range-ups, and the only explanation I can find is a form we have found since Sanchez been around, that has put us at the top of the league. They were sitting at the top of the league. God bless Big Ange.
There you go, bless Big Ange indeed. Let's do next tune for you here, folks. We're going to now do, somebody asked for Ciara McCaffrey here for Meet Me at the Pillar. So this is the live version from the Raids Dawn Songs and Stories album. So we'll get this on for you and then we'll give a wee shout out to whoever it was asking for it. So here we go.
He was walking down by Island Bridge, just doing as I please. This April day was sun and light, there was but a gentle breeze. I wandered up the old stone steps into the Phoenix Park to watch the children laugh and play in the hours before dark. I strode up to the monument and I lay down on the ground, and people started crying when they heard about our son. I don't know what came over me. For a moment I could hear the echo of a soldier's voice kept calling in my ear. Meet me at the pillar, son. Please meet me there at noon. I need you, brave young Irishman. There's something we must do. Meet me at the pillar, son, for still it's not too late. It's time to sing a freedom song. Come soon, I cannot wait. I turned around to see a smile, but nobody was there. In the distance I could hear the drums, yet a stillness fills the air. I close my eyes and in my dreams a soldier I could see. He said his name is Patrick Pierce and kept on calling me. Meet me at the pillar, son. Please meet me there in noon. I need you, brave young Irishman. There's something we must do. Meet me at the pillar, son, for still it's not too late. It's time to sing a freedom song. Come soon, I cannot wait. The full night I lay awake, and many times I cried. I could not answer his command, no matter how I tried. There in the dark I did my best to say a silent prayer, that when they take him to his fate, you know how much I care. Meet me at the pillar, son. Please meet me there at noon. I need you, brave young Irishman. There's something we must do. Meet me at the pillar, son, for still it's not too late. It's time to sing a freedom song. Come soon, I cannot wait. It's time to sing a freedom song. Come soon, I cannot wait.
There we go, folks, especially for Shea Doolin, that one there for you. Shea Doolin. There's Kieran McCaffrey, yeah, definitely beautiful indeed, with Meet Me at the Pillar, folks. This is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Row, here till 4 o'clock today, but I'm going to go over a wee bit 4 after, because we had a few false starts, folks, so that's not a problem. Now, remember I said a couple of weeks ago, my dad came in, says, he told me, he says, listen, whenever that music's playing, don't be singing, because you're a terrible singer. I'm trying to sleep. My ma was in the bedroom next door and just came in and just told me there and I, exactly the same thing. So I must be a really, really bad singer. It seems to be only the songs that I have on when the monitor speaker isn't playing. Any songs that I play from Spotify or YouTube from the other tablet, they aren't linked up to the monitor speaker. So if I'm singing in my head, obviously they can hear over in the house and they're going, Jesus Christ, he's woeful space. But sure. Joseph McGoy says, is that the same summer fly from Lifford, County Donegal? 4 sisters and a brother who play Republican tunes. No, mate, I don't think it is. That was the original. I remember them girls are. No, I think it's Summerfly, another band from Belfast. So it is. As I don't think Brian would be booking a band all in Donegal to come play in the bar. I think it's just a couple of, like a 2-piece or something. So it is, as far as I know. See, Joseph, on your wee poster for next week. No, it's definitely not the girls. It's not the band Summerfly, the girls. So it isn't. But I know who you're talking about. I Love Cats says, can you play Shot by Black Tan Gun for Jared from Swatra? Let's see. Jim Shields, it's a bit random on this. He says, love the Rebs, up the Peelers. Yeah, whatever you want, like. Let's see. Yeah, loads of busy just wants here all. Yep, top of the league indeed. Valerie Delaney says, Ro, when are we ever going to get you down the Potters? Well, listen, you'll have to go on to my good friend Aidan and ask him when he's getting me down the Potters. Because I would love to be down there and do a wee set, but I don't think my gear would fit in the stage in Potters, so it wouldn't. I don't know, but here, listen, I'm sure maybe Aidan one of these days might get me down for a wee set. We'll see. But yeah, if you go and torture him, that's the main thing. He might get me in. Right, so what I say, another 20 minutes we're going to be having Paddy Mangan and Fran on the show, folks. So yep, they're going to be coming. We're going to play a song each from each of the lads, and then we'll be getting them on for a bit of a short interview. So right, a few people are asking me to play a bit of Shea Doolin today. Here we go. So yeah, folks, Shea is over today. He's playing in the Lurgan No. 1 Salt Lake Supporters Club tonight. Right now, he started at 2 o'clock there. He's on probably about 4, and then he takes on to the main stage in the Rock Bar tonight, folks, for Rebel Sundays. On the main set at 10 o'clock to start the Jerry Oak. So we're going to do a song here from Shea's album, Music That Kept the Spurs Free, and this is God Bless This Lovely Land of Mine.
Well, God bless this lovely land of mine. God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. This lovely land, the old man said, will be alive when we are dead. My father's words still haunt my mind. What if God bless this lovely land of mine? Oh, God bless this lovely land of mine. God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. Through misty eyes I see my land. I hunger for her future grand. What greater hunger can there be? I hunger still to see her free. Oh, God bless this lovely land of mine. God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. My God reigns have passed away, but with this song I sing today. I sing my song before I die. What if God bless this lovely land of mine? Oh, God bless this lovely land of mine. God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine. Oh, God bless this lovely land of mine. God bless the mountains, the hills and the valleys. Someday the sun will cease to shine, and I'll desert this lovely land of mine.
There we go. That ended there slightly abruptly. Maybe I wasn't watching the screen. That's what it was. Shea Doolin there, folks. Yeah, from his album, Music Kept Their Spirits Free. And yeah, it was great to have Shea over. So, say we're going to have him today. at the Lurgan Satellite Supporters Club in Lurgan there, Centre Lurgan, at 2 o'clock to 4. Then he's in the Rock Bar. Then folks, then he's going to be making an appearance at this year's Hills Donegal Satellite Supporters Festival in Bundoran. So cheers to Mickey Bell for getting Shea in for a few gigs for that. And then at the end of October, folks, will be releasing the dates there. I think there's 4 gigs we'll have booked in for Shea for the end of October in Derry and Donegal. So yep. Good to see Shea getting a few gigs over here in the north and in the south as well. So more to come because the guy's a phenomenal singer and he definitely deserves it, sweetest. So yep, there we go. Right, so say another 15 minutes we'll have our guests on the day, folks. So we'll play one more song here and then we'll maybe go do the first song. So we'll go do a song from Fran O'Mara. Obviously before the interview starts, and then once the interview finishes, we're going to get Paddy Mangan on. We'll do one of his songs. So folks, any requests today? I can see loads of people obviously doing requests here through the chat section. So Valerie is saying, Ro will torment the heart out of him. Yes, you do it there, Valerie. Just tell him you want to get Big Ro down for a set. Whether he can afford me or not, I don't know. Rocker 6883 says, is there anywhere I can see a list of the songs you played after each show? I discovered so much music from your show. Not really, mate. I don't really do like a playlist. There is some people that say, listen, look, they'll do like a playlist for their whole show and say as the list of all the songs tonight, but not really, mate. It's my sort of set list. Just listen, go ahead as we go. I maybe have each show will have a few songs maybe lined up in an on-go play, but the majority of it is all requests. So it is that people ask for. So all you can do is just listen back to YouTube and have a listen, because obviously I'll always tell you what the song is called and who read it and normally who sung it, whatever. So that's the best I can do, mate. Unfortunately, I say I don't. Carlan says, why don't you get him in the GA club in Finbars? There is Rambo JP Theon. What is the crack, Rambo? Good to see you on, man. I think that's all the comments all caught up. Right, so next tune we're going to do here. A few people are asking for a bit of Emer. This is crazy. I had a dream last night about Emer and Coach. It was very, very funny. So it was, but can't really share it on here. But why I had that dream, I don't know. But it was slightly bizarre. So it was, so I say a few people asked, but you're not going to go, oh, you have to tell us now what our dream was about, but no, maybe I shouldn't even say that there. So this is the next song we're going to do. This is from Emer's album, A Thorn in England's Side. A great song written by our dad, Jerry Gleggan, the legend indeed, and this the Shoot to Kill.
Of the morning, 3 Strabane lads they did die, fighting for their homeland. Freedom was their cry. 2 of them were brothers, David and Michael Devine, along with Charles Breslin. Oh Lord, to them be kind. What they got was British justice. It's plain for all to see. Order straight from Thatcher, shoot to kill the policy. All 3 of them were members of the West Tyrone Brigade, and they died that morning with their rifles and grenades. They had no chance to use them on that accursed day, for undercover soldiers blasted their young lives away. What they got was British justice. It's plain for all to see. Order straight from Thatcher, shoot to kill the policy. What grief for these 2 families, their hearts so filled with pain, to see their sons go out that night and not return again. For the cause that we did cherish, their sad parting had to be. They died for their homeland, and so we all might be free. What they got was British justice. It's 22. And Michael, we have lost you at the age of 22. You were such a champion down in that snooker hall, but you played your last frame when you answered Ireland's call. What they got was British justice, it's plain for all to see. Orders straight from Thatcher, shoot to kill the policy. There is a lonely graveyard not far from their homes. That's a final resting place for these lads from West Tyrone. They've gone to join their comrades, Harry, Devon, Miglin and Tone. May God be with you always, oh the lads from West Tyrone. What they got was British justice, it's plain for all to see. Orders straight from Thatcher, shoot to kill the policy. What they got was British justice, it's plain for all to see. Orders straight from Thatcher, shoot to kill the policy.
There you go, Emer Naglachan there, if you folks. Naglachan. Derek, no comment. That was the Shoot to Kill policy song written by Emer's dad, Jerry. There you go. This is Rebel Sundays, folks. So say we're going to play the first song now from obviously our guests. So say the Old Brigade, Fran and Paddy Mangan haven't sort of recorded anything yet themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a song from Fran first, then we'll play a song from Paddy. Once the interview is finished. So here we go, folks. Once this is finished, we should have the two lads on the show. A bit of luck, fingers crossed. So, this is a song here that Fran had recorded a while ago. It's on YouTube. It's a great song. Well, not technically Rebel, but a lot of people ask for Christy Moore stuff all the time. So it's a lovely song. This here one. It's a song called Nancy Spain. So it is. So I hope you all like. This is Fran O'Mara, folks, with his version Nancy Spain on Rebel Sundays. And I say hopefully once this song's finished, we will have the two lads on the screen ready to rock and roll.
Of all the stars that ever shone, not one does twinkle like your pale blue eyes. Like golden corn at harvest time, your hair sailing in my boat, the wind gently blows and fills my sail. Your sweet scented breath is everywhere, and daylight peeping through the curtains of the passing night time is your smile. The sun in the sky is like your laugh. Come back to me, my Nancy, and linger for just a little while. Since you've left these shores, I've known no peace nor joy. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. And standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Oh, where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain? On a day in springtime, when snow starts to melt and streams to flow, and with these birds I'll sing a song. In a while I'll wander down by Bluebell Grove, where wildflowers grow, and I hope that lovely Nancy will return. No matter where I wander, I'm still haunted by your name. The portrait of your beauty stays the same. Standing by the ocean, wondering where you've gone, if you'll return again. Oh, where is the ring I gave? Where is the ring I gave? Oh, where is the ring I gave to Nancy Spain?
So that's the sound there of Fran O'Mara, folks, with Nancy Spain. So just give us 2 seconds. Hopefully we'll have the lads on the screen here in a wee minute for us. So we are. Let's bring them in. Right, let's get rid of this here video. Right, there we go, lads. Can you hear me? Right here, do you have that on the background? Because in here a bit of an echo or so there is.
Oh, yeah, 1 second, man. Yeah, give us a sec there.
Because here, I can't hear you at all. It's very, very low when you're in, or coming my end, so it is.
Are we good now?
Yes, that's better now, lads. Good. Well, lads, welcome along to the show. Thank you very much for coming in today. It's much appreciated. Right, folks, we're on the left-hand side here with Paddy Mangan. Obviously, Paddy was on the show before. We had him in for an audio interview. On the right-hand side there is Fran O'Mara, who you just heard, singing a beautiful version of Nancy Spain. So, obviously, Paddy, you've been on the show before. So, Fran, obviously, this is your first time. So, we'll sort of start off with yourself. So, tell me this, what's your background and sort of what got you into the sort of bug for playing sort of rebel music?
Yeah, believe it or not, Ro, I was actually a DJ for 15 years, playing all the hard house music and stuff like that.
Seriously, aye. I'm mad after my own heart. For God's sake, have a go.
Yeah, no, I used to do that, but I used to come home after the nightclubs and I used to listen to the Irish stuff and the rebel stuff as well. And when I turned 30 years of age, I said I'll start a band when I'm 30. I never sang a song in front of anybody. I never done anything. Turned 30, started my own band, a band called Dukas, with myself and a brother of mine and a great banjo player, a guy called Dave O'Beelan. And we took off, we hit the ground running and we were all over the country and we were doing fierce well. But we were doing that for a couple of years and the banjo player, Dave, he got tendonitis in his fingers and put a stop to him for a while. So we all took a break and we said we'll wait to see how he fares out. And in the meantime, Paddy and Mick approached me. We were going to start up a side band doing the Irish stuff as well. And we were thinking about it, but the lads were stuck for someone to fill in for guitar for a while, so I joined the boys for 3 months. And
yeah. So that was actually the next question. You were sort of saying you both spent for a bit of time with the Druids. After Paddy, you're one of the founding members. Actually, in their heyday, definitely one of the most best rebel bands in this country. So they were. But since leaving the band, both of you at different stages. Last night, you've both sort of done different projects. Sort of firstly, Paddy, when you were here last, you sort of said you were doing some bits with Eddie Kane, where you also recorded a few cracking songs together that were played in the show. You've done a few gigs with Clover as well, and just basically just sort of putting yourself out there. But firstly, sort of Fran, tell us what you've been more or less doing from you sort of left the Druids. Have you been just doing like solo work or?
Yeah, so when I left the Druids, a couple of bands got onto me from up in Dublin and stuff like that. So I went up and I stepped in with a few bands. I was kind of freelancing as well, but I was doing five nights a week up in Dublin. So I was busy. But I was only doing up in Dublin, as you can imagine, it's all tourist trade. So I was only doing folk and ballad, the old Dubliners and stuff like that. So I wasn't really doing what I wanted to do. So, but I was busy. And I kept going at it, and that's how we got stuck. I got stuck for a couple of gigs, and I asked Paddy. Paddy was flat out on the scene then, and I asked Paddy to give me a hand to do 1 or 2 gigs. He was kind of doing a bit of freelance stuff himself, and sure, that's when it all came together again. You know.
So I see, Paddy, yourself then, like, when the last time you were on, you were sort of saying like you were leading your options open. You were doing a few sort of gigs with sort of Eddie, plus you'd more or less you started that in a new job. So you were doing. So what have you been sort of doing since we last spoke to you? It seems to be you've been doing a few gigs with the Druids and with Eddie. You've been filling in Potter Browns and stuff. So were you more or less just like sort of taking it easy and asking whoever asked you to film them? You were sort of doing a few gigs or what?
Yeah, I had made a plan in 2019 to kind of take not a full-time break, but to kind of double job. You know, I was going back to do a 9 to 5, and just wanted to free up my weekends because I was at the missing a lot of family events and stuff like that, and going to concerts and doing a bit of traveling. Don't get me wrong, we were traveling in the band, but it was different. You know, it was working all the time. And I made a decision in mid-2019 that I was going to take a break for a year and a half. And I then, it turned out that COVID put that year and a half, COVID added the two of them together, and it became 2.5 years of a break. But I was working a 9 to 5 job, and I was doing a bit of Facebook Lives because I didn't play guitar and myself. I was just going on. Like yourself, having a chat and singing a few songs, and then Eddie Kane came on with me one night, and one night turned into about 20 nights we done together, and probably more. And Eddie was in the middle of his apprenticeship with the ESB, the Electricity Supply Board down here in the south, and so Eddie's time for gigging wasn't going to fit in very well, you know, with it doing his exams and starting his new job and stuff. So for touring and that, I was getting the want back in me for the on the road. You know, the road never left me, and the 2.5 years really made me want to get back out on the road. And as Fran said, he approached me just to stand in for a couple of gigs, and I was free as a bird. So I said we did, and the next thing, it was like someone flicked a switch, and the next thing, the Old Brigade were becoming a full-time band.
Yeah.
Which was,
when did the sort of the wheels in motion for this sort of the new band sort of all sort of start sort of coming on board, like, or?
As I say, it was like a flick of a switch. We didn't plan it. It was just like literally we were standing in for a few gigs. The next thing, the few gigs turned into a few more gigs, and the next thing we were very busy. And one thing was, we haven't contacted anywhere, you know, to try and play. Everything has come to us, and we were
came to yourself,
oh feck, this is going to be busy. We haven't even opened up our diary, and we're opening it up at the end of September, and we're booked out every single weekend from now to Christmas. Without having to look for work, which was...
I think that's a testament to yourselves. I mean, sort of think the respect you have on the scene, like, from the different bar owners and stuff, I mean, sort of know.
Exactly, and as I say, it's a great family. I always counted, as Fran said, I didn't even realise, Fran said that he started his own band at 30. I played my first official gig with the Druids on the 9th of May 2009, and that was my 30th birthday. That was my official first band. I had played. We played a couple of kind of like what me and Fran are doing now. A build up to the launch set with the Druids. We done a couple from early 2009.
Yeah.
But the first official one was the 9th of May 2009. Not planned, but just happened to be my 30th birthday, and it wasn't my 30th birthday party. It was a gig. Which is
turned into a party. So see the band then, so the new name, the Old Brigade. So who come up with this here? Was it like a just sort of joint sort of adventure or what?
It's mad. I tell you, just to touch back on how we came about, myself and Paddy here on this. When we were doing, I was stepping in with Paddy and Paddy was stepping in with me, and we had been away from each other for a few years, obviously, since I came out. But like 3 songs into the first gig that we done, we realised, just we're still as tight as we ever were. You know what I mean? Because in the Druids, we were tight. Like we had it tight. It has to be said. And we noticed this. Just we're tight here. Like, and there was no. We didn't have to try. You know what I mean? And it was falling into place. So, like, there's times. Don't get me wrong. We've played with some fantastic musicians up and down, but sometimes you just feel it. And when you feel it and the effort's not there, so it's like going to work to a job you love. You know what I mean? It's not work then anymore. So that's how it happened. We started to stay tipping away, and then all of a sudden it was, are we going to do something, or will we, you know, what's going to happen here?
So the state of the band is it basically all rebel then? Is it a bit of trad folk and all as well, but a Christy Moore? What's the sort of plan? What is aiming for, like sort of music wise?
Yeah, well, I mean, the other side of that is, look, we do everything, we cover everything, but the Old Brigade is a rebel band. It's a rebel band, and that's what it is. We throw in a couple of folk stuff if it's looked for there. We play up in Dublin a couple of times as well during the week, and we do some Irish and folk as well. It's all Irish music. Everything is Irish music. But the Old Brigade is a rebel band, and that's what we are. And to be honest with you, to us, I think we're good at that, and so we stay on what we do. Do you know what I mean? But with the name, there was a couple of ideas floating around, and we had a good friend of ours, Alan O'Neill, the Ledge. He was helping us out as well, and there was a lot of names going back and forth, and the Old Brigade came up, and it seemed like a good strong name, and we done our research on it, and someone else had the name, the Old Brigade.
Yeah, years ago.
A fella in America who hasn't sang a song in 5 years grabbed the Old Brigade. So Paddy turned around and he went, well, sure, he can have the Old Brigade, we'll be the Old Brigade.
The Old Brigade.
So, like that, that's what happened. So, here we are.
Yeah, well. So I see you were sort of talking there last week, Paddy, about you're sitting down planning world domination for the next year with gigs and stuff. So sort of what's the plan then? I mean, are you sort of looking way in the next year already? I mean, there's interest then for a lot of gigs in, is there?
Yeah. We as I said, we were kind of not really opening up the diary for next year until another couple of weeks' time. We're just getting a few things in place, few plans in place, and we're going to become full time then. You know, we're just tidying up some bits of single stuff we have together and that at the moment, and with workways and stuff. And we just want to make sure that we're fully committed. And we're working on our visas for America at the moment as well. So that's a bit of a pain because you have to have your full tour listed out.
Where you're going and when you're going to be there and stuff and all, yeah.
So you have, it'd be different if you said, well, we're going in March. We'd organise 2 weeks, 3 weeks in March. But if we want to go June, July, September, December, whatever time we want to go again, we have to put all that through now. So that's why it's going to take a couple of days to sit down and plan stuff. But yeah, we definitely are looking at that. We've 2 tours, we call them tours, two weekend trips to Scotland in October and February already booked in. So we're going to be putting everything on the Old Brigade Facebook page and social media over the next couple of weeks. We'll have a full list. I won't give you much of them now, Rory, because want to just make sure that everything is
all sorted and planned first. Brilliant.
Yeah,
happy days.
We will have. I say we're in Dundee in Scotland on the 7th of October. We're in Port Hibs Hall on the 8th, and we'll be in Glasgow on the 9th of October. And then in February, we're over in Livingston on I think it's the 10th of February. The 11th, we're back in Dundee again, and the 12th, we haven't booked yet, but it'll probably be in around Glasgow. We've loads of trips. We've a possibility of a trip to Denmark at the end of October. And then that's kind of much of the travelling we're going to do outside of Ireland for this year until we open up the diary. But
Yeah,
I would just want to say a quick thing. You said something there about the respect from other people and other bands and venues and that. When I announced or we announced that the Old Brigade was launched, the amount of support we got from people that we idolised, from the Irish Brigade, Shea Doolin, the lads from Wolf Tones, Derek Warfield, and one that really got me was Tom Loudon sent us a lovely message. Right. You know, you're very familiar, a good friend with Tom Bay. Yeah. But for two lads from County Kildare, no, don't get me wrong, we were in the Druids for a good few years. I was in it for 12 years and Fran was there for 4 years. And we did get a lot of respect from ballad groups, rebel groups and Republican community all worldwide. And to get a comment from someone like Tom Bay or the lads from Shane, the lads from the Irish Brigade, amongst others, Gary Young, every one of them, every single person that we know in the rebel scene, the ballad scene, sent us a good luck thing. And same as yourself, Rory, you know what I mean? That really, that's if we played our last gig today, that would. Yeah.
Well, it's a small community, like the rebel scene, you know what I mean? So it's great to have all the people recognising it as well, you know, and of course it's great to see new people coming on as well. We'll be the very same with the next people coming up as well, you know. It's all about keeping it out there, isn't it? For sure. Yeah.
So is the plan just do two years then? So I mean, you wouldn't become, if you're saying it may get bigger gigs, you bring on like a bass player or something, or it's just going to be a two-piece then?
Well, I tell you, Ro, and the way it is now, we have a couple of big things coming up, a couple of festivals and stuff like that, and we will bring in a bass player. We'll bring in Jim. I don't know if you remember Jim. He was a bass player on the Druids as well. But we'll bring in Jim. Sean Kennedy is his real name, but
Jim is for tax reasons.
Yeah. we'll bring Jim in, but make no mistake about it. I think we're making as much noise as a two-piece as we would as a four-piece, and it's
definitely. Well just some comments here. So you're talking about other bands there. There's the lads there from the Rogues in Limerick there, Rebel Hearts, Clover as well, all commenting saying just good luck, lads. Well done out in the scene and stuff, whatever. So so Paddy, you had mentioned us. You're going to be obviously playing with Clover at my gig here in December in the Rock Bar.
Yeah, the 3rd of December. Yeah. The lads, Paul and the lads hit me up when I was freelancing. To stand in for a couple of gigs with them. Quiva had finished up to do her own little thing, travelling and stuff. Much like me with the Druids, you know, she had other things to do. And I suppose, like me and Paul have talked, and even what Fran said there about it's easier to manage and travel a two-piece than a four-piece, you know, because say you're planning, for instance, to go to Australia, it would take an awful lot of planning, you know, when can you go? Well, I can't go this week or this month because it's my girlfriend's birthday, it's my wife's birthday, it's the child's birthday. But if you've only two lads, you can say, well, look, June or July,
it's very easy to work it out.
It's easier, and I'm not talking about Australia, for anywhere really, you know, even for something simple like going to Scotland, as a four-piece, it's very, very hard to
get four lads at
the same time. Yeah,
I think even financially as well for getting gigs, because like a lot of the bars sort of you just can't pay. It's sort of maybe 4 or 5 piece net is hard to sort of financially to commit that there. Or a 2-piece, you probably get a lot more gigs that way. So you would like.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you're on tour and you have 4 lads there from when we were touring the States for years. What happens is a lot of your accommodation and your traveling and all that stuff, like it's huge expenditure for gigs, you know what I mean, as opposed to 2. Now, it's not the reason why we are a 2-piece, but like if we needed more lads to bring in, we do it. But it just makes sense for what we're doing at the minute, just as a 2, you know.
So see the layout of the band. So who are you, the main singer in, Fran? And then obviously Paddy just do like, or what would he do? Shirt or what?
Yeah. So this is where I feel very lucky in this part, because when I was in Dublin, I was the main singer in Dublin. I was the only singer in Dublin, and as any only singer will tell you, anyone that's the sole singer, it's hard when you're playing 5 nights a week. It's hard. It's hard on you. You have to pay more attention to your vocal health as such. got Paddy back in, and it's even across the board. Paddy will sing 100 songs, and I could sing 100 songs. So it's great to have it that way. Do you know what I mean? It's a huge break for me, and it's a huge break for him.
Yeah.
And Paddy, as most people will know, Paddy does the ballads spot on. So it takes a huge amount of pressure off me trying to sing a ballad song. A lot of people are known for that. Paddy's able to sing with music, without music. So it balances out perfect, you know. But to answer your question dead on, Paddy could do a full gig on his own singing, and I could do it. So it works out grand between the two of us, you know.
Yeah. So Paddy, you went and recorded a couple of songs there with Eddie. You've done and sort of put it on YouTube. Have you any plans in, lads, for the future to go and do an album together, or what have you? Or what's he's been talking about it?
Yeah, definitely. We were working on same as I said here with being kind of busy with a couple of little things going on. We've talked about it, but we haven't sat down about it. We don't want to just go in and record a couple of songs and throw them up on YouTube. We might do a couple for promotion, but we want to do a proper album, proper Rebel album. We will. I'm not sure whether you've seen it the other day. I was sitting with a man. He's 77 years of age, but he's a great songwriter. A man from Eden Derry in County Offaly, Danny Slevin. And I sat down, a couple of songs I wrote and a couple of songs he wrote. Myself and Fran are going to sit down with him in the next couple of weeks as well. And we've a couple of amazing songs that Danny wrote himself. One about Bobby Sands. There's one about Liam Clancy. There's a couple of really good 1916 bass songs. As well as a couple I wrote myself, and a couple myself and Fran are going to work on. So we don't want to rush on anything. Ideally we would love to have something for Christmas, Rory. But to be honest, I don't know. We'll try our very best. We might have a couple of singles or something. We never done singles before, but we might do a couple of singles just to get stuff out there, you know. Or even just a promo.
I think you should definitely look into getting on Spotify stuff, because at the minute the way Spotify is, it's phenomenal the way the exposure you can get from it. Like, so I think even Martin Higgins there last week, he put one of his albums up onto it, and he had a bit of trouble to start getting it on. But I think even look at the views he's had now from the first week he's had it on. It's for an output now for Rebel music. It's brilliant. So it is, especially for the young ones.
Absolutely.
Viewing, like,
because I noticed. When I was running the Druids, I set up the Druids Facebook page. Years ago, we set up a Facebook page, and back then, I'm not sure you already remember, a good friend of ours, Alan Donoghue, a guy that used to manage the Druids. He passed away, Alan. But myself and Alan were running the Facebook page, and back, say, probably 10, 11 years ago, someone got into it, and it got messed up. Not unlike now where you can resolve it very easily. Back then we had to delete the page, so we started from scratch. So we had it up on close on 30,000 on followers on the Druids page when we finished up. And I set up my own page then just for the Facebook lives and all. But Facebook have made it so difficult, as you know yourself, to get your name out there without sponsorship. You know, they kind of see any band or any artist as U2, someone that can afford to put thousands into Facebook ads and to get the page out and get. So, I put up your link earlier on, and it was on for 20 minutes, and there was only one like on it. You know, which is shocking. You know,
well, that's the problem as well. I mean, where I have on Facebook. I have over 16,000 followers, right? But my page is literally on its last legs now, because obviously the music I play, the stuff I may promote, whatever. I've seen the amount of warnings I've had. It's more they'll tell me, listen, like your page now is at risk of being deleted, and so if I post something today or whatever, even like a picture or a song, whatever, I think only like a third of the 16,000 people who follow the page will see it. Because it's all to do with this analytics, whatever it is, and they basically don't let people see the stuff you're posting now because you're on these warnings for the stuff they don't like you posting. You know what I mean? It's a nightmare, like. So it is. But I think it's a good thing with YouTube now, is because I'm basically able to go live on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So basically, if it's cut off Facebook, it's still on YouTube. And usually I find that I get a bigger sort of viewer anyway on YouTube throughout the day. So it's good that way. It's been before I've done like the video links. If Facebook cut off, I had to restart the whole thing again, whatever, and put a new link up. And then you lost half the bloody viewers that was watching and all. So anyway. So so where are you going to be? Where can we see you sort of between now and the end of the month, or what's next few gigs you have for you?
We're down in Nina in Tipperary tonight, or this evening at 6:30 in a place called Mulls, M-U-L-S, Mulls at 47. We're there. Next week we're actually off. We're going to Electric Picnic. We're not playing at it, but we're trying to sow the seeds for next year.
I actually seen that there. A few of the bands are posting that they were getting gigs at the Electric. So are they bringing like Irish bands on board this year? What's cracker?
George Murphy is actually getting a slot at it this year. We'd be very good friends with George, and George would tell you himself if he was on with you now that it's impossible to get on things like Electric Picnic. But George was playing at the Fla in Mullingar, and he got approached, and from that he's going to be playing at one of the stages, which is absolutely amazing.
It's a start.
A class, be a great gig, so it would like.
Absolutely. So we're going to be there hopefully ourselves. So we might get a word in for next year.
That's it. Well,
it's our holiday, our wind down.
Definitely. So listen, what we're going to do here is actually we've played the first song we played before we done the interview was actually done yourself, your version Nancy Spain there, Fran. So we're going to do a song now from Paddy. I spoke about this here a while ago. Obviously, I didn't know you'd recorded this song. It's called obviously The Ballad of Pat Finucane that you wrote yourself. So you did. So I haven't had you really on from I heard about the song, so I'm going to play it now. But first, tell us a wee bit about this here song, mate, and sort of why you wanted to record this.
I learned of the story of Pat Finucane many years ago, and actually enough it was 1989 when he was murdered. But I like yourself or like any of the lads in the rebel, you'd always follow the stories, what's going on, and the Pat Finucane case was in the courts, and I sat down one night and I kind of wrote it as a poem, and I wrote it to the tune of Sweet Forget Me Not, which is a very, very old Irish folk song, but it has a massive part to me. My mother used to sing it. It was her song, Sweet Forget Me Not, and when I put the words to Pat Finucane to the music of Sweet Forget Me Not as a kind of that's the way I wrote it, and it was probably going to change the tune. But because it meant so much to me on the side of my late mother, I left it like that, and we recorded it as a last minute thing on the Freedom album with the Druids. And unfortunately, never really, no fault to anyone, or just kind of more ourselves, we never really played it much. You know, it got lost in like many other songs that we wrote over the years. And you kind of, you were nearly afraid to play your own songs, you know, in case people didn't know them, and they'd say, "Oh, geez, what sort of stuff are these guys playing?" And that's another thing that me and Fran are not going to be afraid to do, is bring out new songs and play them at gigs. And if you don't play them, they don't get known, you know.
That's it. Yep.
So that's really the story of that song. Simply, I recorded it on the album. It's on the album, but we've never played it, like I think twice at gigs over the years, and it's one of my proudest songs that I ever wrote. I because of the story behind it of Pat Finucane and the family, and the story of the tune of Sweet Forget Me Not that my mother sang.
I just came across it one day, and I remember I sent you a text saying, "Jesus, Paddy, I've only found this here song, didn't know you had read it, whatever." So listen, we're going to play it now. So listen, lads, best of luck, and hopefully catches basically about the road sometime or whatever on the travels. And say I'll definitely see you, Paddy, at Bundoran anyway, or in September or December at the Rock. So listen, lads, well done, and good luck with the new band. Hopefully the gig starts flying through for you. So,
and on behalf of
folks,
ourselves and every other rebel band on the scene and rebel singer, thanks so much for this. Unfortunately, we don't get to tune in as much as we like to live, because we're usually on the road traveling
Yeah,
to a gig, or we're still in bed after not getting home till 5 o'clock in the morning. But Rory, thanks so much, my friend. Thanks so much.
We'll see you again. All right.
No problem. That's right, folks. Here goes. So this is that was Paddy Mangan there and Fran and Mara from the Old Brigade, Ireland's newest rebel band. So we're going to play a song here now. This is a song that Paddy recorded. This is one he wrote himself, and it's called "The Ballad of Pat Finnegan."
Belfast town, one dreary day in the year of '89, a dad sat with his wife and kids, forgetting all their cares. Then at the door there stood two men with murder on their mind. They shot Pat down, those cowardly men. They shot him 14 times. Justice for Pat Finnegan is all we're looking for. Try get your lips just to admit that's all we're asking for. We do not want revenge at all, that's not what we're about. So if you have a heart, Britain, then the truth it will come out. Pat's only crime upon this land was to stand against the crown. State collusion, police corruption, that was their only power. They tried their best to give us hell, but we still stand our ground. For until we get the truth from them, we never will back down. Now the years roll quickly onward, the grief still lingers on. But night and day we hope and pray that they won't leave it long, until we get the answers that we've been waiting for. Then we can let Pat rest in peace for now and evermore. Justice for Pat Finnegan is all we're looking for. Try get your lips just to admit that's all we're asking for. We do not want revenge at all, that's not what we're about. So if you have a heart, Britain, then the truth it will come out. Yes, if you have a heart, Britain, then the truth it will come out.
Well, folks, that is the sound of the Ballad of Pat Finnegan, written, of course, by Paddy Mangan there. So, cheers to Paddy and Fran for coming on today, folks. A couple of people were sort of saying it's a bit crackly, and another one said the sound was perfect there, but I think the issue was, mate, the lads, their end, come through their Wi-Fi. Sometimes, if they haven't got a great connection, it crackles a wee bit. I think as well because they were sitting a bit far back from where the tablet or the camera was, so it was picking them up. But I say, it was definitely coming from their end if there was any sound issues, but most of these were all saying anyway that the sound was perfect, you could hear it. I think it was just Dan said he couldn't hear anything at all, but mate, it's maybe not sure what happened there. Valerie says, would love to see them lads live. Yeah, well, I'm sure you should probably go and see them. They've played a couple of times in Patters, so they have. I'm sure he has them booked for a few gigs in the future anyway. Big Johan says, looking forward to Clover and Kelly's men live in Bundoran. Yep, cannot wait, mate. Counting down the days now, folks. Listen, what we're going to do, we're going to give away the first the wristband here, and I go play the wee video we've made here for the Hills Donegal Satellite Supporters Festival, because there's been a few bands that sort of pulled out of the festival and a couple of our ones have been added on. So we've made up a new promo video, folks. So that the wristbands are €50. So you need to contact the girls, go onto the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Facebook page, and you'll get a link there of where to go and buy your wristbands. But that's going to be a great weekend. So watch this wee video, folks, and then I'm going to be doing the question for my third and final wristband to give away. So cheers to Mickey Bell and Mary for giving me the few wristbands to give away in the show. So here we go. Have we watched this video, folks? And at the end of it, you're going to guarantee you're going to want to get a ticket for this festival, because it's going to be a great, great weekend. So it is.
You may talk about Atlantis, how it's lost beneath the sea, and the grave of the unknown soldier, or the cry of the old banshee. Who was the man in the iron mask what Jack the Ripper set free? But ask him always, Donegal, it's still a mystery. And if I could, I'd build a wall around old Donegal, the north and south, to keep them out. My God, I'd build it tall. Casinos, chicken ranches, I'd legalize them all. We'd have our own Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Play-by clubs and all-night pubs, blackjack and roulette. Dale Blaney, Bridget Nielsen, Mike Tyson having a bet. In a show could then be known for his multi-millionaires, where Donald Trump would like a chunk to live in solitaire. And if I could, I'd build a wall around old Donegal, the north and south, to keep them out. My God, I'd build it tall. Casinos, chicken ranches, I'd legalize them all. We'd have our own Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal. Yeah, Las Vegas in the hills of Donegal.
There we go, folks. So that is our new flyer, or e-flyer, for the promo for the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival happening in Bundoran at the end of next month, the end of September. So we've already given away 2 wristbands. We'll give away one now, the third one, the final wristband to give away. Cheers again to Mickey and Mary for sorting us out with the wristbands. There we go. Let's end with the tea. Happy days. Right, so folks, this is the question for you. Very easy one. If you were watching the video, you would have seen this. So during the festival, there's going to be a Q&A with 2 former Celtic players. So there is one more recent one and one Lisbon Land. So what is the name of the 2 Celtic former Celtic players that is going to be taking part in the Q&A at this year's Celtic Supporters Festival in Bundoran? I say only answer the question if you can go to the festival, because folks, you need to be there yourself to pick the wristband up. It needs to be yourself. So who's the 2 players, folks, 2 former players that are going to be doing the Q&A at this year's festival in Bundoran? One more recently, who played in the Youth Cup final, and another one is the Lisbon Land. So he is. So let's see. I can see he's probably looking at my Facebook page now. He is the find out who they are. If you would have seen them there on the video, folks. So who are the 2 players? One, Jerry Adams. So one was a former player who played in the Youth Cup final, and one is a Lisbon Land. So who's the 2 players, folks? So we'll have one wristband to give away here for this year's Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival. So come on, let me get your answers in. Who is the 2 Celtic players that are going to be taking place in the Q&A at this year's festival? See, Gallen, no. Gallen, no son. So obviously you weren't watching the video, folks. You weren't. So there we go. Derek Delaney is the winner, so he is. He is the winner today of the wristband. So it's Fallon and Thompson. So Alan Thompson and John Fallon is the 2 former Celtic players who are going to be taking place in the Q&A. And I'm so delighted to be able to. I'm going to be hosting this here and asking the guys the questions. Plus we're going to be doing a couple of questions from the audience. So well done to Derek Delaney. You're the winner of the wristband for this year's Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival, worth £50. So well done to me. So all you need to is buy your wife Valerie one, and the 2 can go to the festival, because it's going to be a great festival. It's a fix indeed, definitely is a fix. So Derek, well done, you're the winner for our third and final wristband for the festival. So well done. Ro, I can't go, I'm away. Jesus, well, I can't give you the bloody wristband if you're not going to be here. For God's sake. Right, well, listen, that's just let the cat out of the bag here. So what I'm going to do is, folks, whoever, I've just give the answer away. Whoever else posts in the two names again first in the comments here, is going to be the winner of the wristband. So you need to be able to go to the festival at the end of September if you want the wristband. So again, Derek is just saying he can't go now, but he wrote the answer there, so we did on the comments. So who is the two players, folks, who is going to be doing the Q&A at this year's festival? Whoever writes it down in the comments here next is going to be the winner, and you have to be able to go to the festival. Don't be saying, I'll give it to somebody else. No, you need to be there of yourself. So if any are going to the festival, it'll be ideal, because it's obviously save yourself 50 quid. So it will. So, and Jim, no, Jerry Adams isn't going to be playing at the festival, so he isn't. So, it's very easy, folks. If any want to go to the festival and win yourself a ticket at one of the wristbands, it's worth £50. Now, Derek had just posted the answer there, so he did. But I need to have a name for somebody to give away this to, so do. So, if any want to go to this here, well, I do it again. Right, so listen, folks, what we're going to do is, see, who going? Only Derek, big thank you. What? Ari Neely. Listen, what we may do is, right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do another question, right? We'll play another song here, right? And then we're going to do another question to give you a chance of winning them that are third and final. Right, there we go then. We'll have a winner. Martin Kane, right? Thompson and Fallon. So there we go. Somebody just clicked on. So Marty, hopefully you can make it to the festival yourself. I'm going to go because it's a class weekend, so it is. So there's our winner of the third and final wristband. Marty Kane, Thompson and Fallon. Alan Thompson and John Fallon, of course, are going to be the two former Celtic players who are going to be taking part in the Q&A, the live Q&A at this year's Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival. So, Marty, I will get your name down, and hopefully you can make it to the festival. So, that wasn't hard at all, was it?
Oh, Father, why are you so sad on this rainy Easter morn? When Irishmen, they are proud and they're glad of the sun where they were born. Oh, son, I see in memory of you afar of distant days, when being just a land joined the idol. Oh, where are the lads that stood with me when history was made? Oh, from a green I want to see the boys of the Old Brigade. From the hills to farms to walls and wards was heard by one and all. And from the glen it was brave young men just to answer Ireland's call. It was long ago we faced a foe, the Old Brigade and me. And by my side we fought and died so that Ireland she might be free. Where are the lads that stood with me when history was made? Oh, probably I want to see the boys of the Old Brigade. Oh, our present tanks and guns came to take away our sons. Every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Through the little streets of Belfast in the dark of early morning, British soldiers came running, wrecking little homes with scorn. Parents saw the crying children driving by the strung their bed. Watch the sea will help us mothers, watch the blood pour from their head. a judge or jury, nor indeed a crime at all. Being Irish means we're guilty, so we're guilty one and all. Round the world the truth will echo, Cromwell's men are here again. England's name again is sullied in the eyes of honest men. Here we go! Armored cars and tanks and guns came the day to wear swords. Every man was strong behind the man behind the wire. And now, my boy, I told you why. On Easter morning I have sang, as I recall my comrades all of dark old days gone by. Sure I think of men who fought in Glen with rifles and hand grenade. May heaven keep the men who sleep from the ranks of the Old Brigade. Where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, brother Green, I want to see the boys of the... Wait, one more time, let me hear it, hear it. Oh, where are the lads who stood with me when history was made? Oh, brother Green, I want to see the boys and girls of the Old Brigade.
Yeah, some of the bold Chris Carney here, if you folks recorded live there in Paddy Brown's in Dublin. Another great album that we played at death on the show here. So the boys of the Old Brigade. Again, so thanks very much to Paddy and Fran for coming on, the lads from the Old Brigade, our newest rebel band on the scene. So good luck to you. I'm sure you're going to smash it going by the gigs you've had already, folks. So yeah, well done to Marty as well to win the wristband. Derek and Valerie are going to be off to Santa Provo. Well, listen, we can't wait. We're going to be there next year. We booked next June already. Can't wait. Can't come quick enough. But we're counting down the days to Tenerife. We head away in October here. So after not having a holiday for 3 years, this is definitely needed, I must say. So it is. Celine says, yeah, I'm going to be in Costerdale Ballycastle Girls Weekend, I hope, depending on how my dad is after his operation. I actually was speaking to your dad yesterday, Celine, so it was good to see him outside the chapel. Hopefully your mummy's doing a wee bit better. I know she couldn't make it to the funeral. She couldn't. So if anything's wrong with my personal page, folks, you might have seen me posting during the week about my great uncle Hugh. Obviously it's my ma's uncle, but we all just knew him as Uncle Hugh. The man was 85 there and passed away during the week. Was an absolute legend, so he was. There's just so much nice words to say about him. But we're obviously at the funeral yesterday, and I'm standing outside the chapel, waiting to leave to go up to the graveyard. And one of the boys who watches the show, he's Undertaker, so he is, and he put me over. He says, "Oh, come here." He says, "Did you hear the story about your Uncle Hugh?" And he says in the 40s there was a German airplane landed, and Christ landed on Cave Hill. So it did. And your Uncle Hugh and one of his friends, they went up and stole a machine gun out of the gun and gave it to the Ra. So they did. Like, no way. I mean, the man to me, like, would have been the last person that would be involved in anything. So, like, at their sort of, like, Republican ways or nothing like that. I mean, and that's what I was told. Yeah, he stole the gun and basically gave it to the movement for their operations. But there you go, brilliant. That definitely put a bit of a smile on my face there, so it did. Talking about Uncle Hugh like that there, so it was. Right, folks, any more requests? Have you asked for a song earlier on? I didn't get it on. Put it in. We'll have another hour or so here to go for you today. Say we'll make over a wee bit, saying we didn't get a chance to. We had a couple of false starts, so we're a wee bit late starting the day. So we're right. I think it was Sarah Boland earlier on asked for a bit of Clover, so she did. And somebody else asked for Clover as well. So we'll go do a song from their album, No Criminal in Me. Right, I think this is Paul singing this one, so it is. This is a great version of the legend, folks, on Rebel Sundays. Don't forget, you can catch Clover, folks, here on Saturday the 3rd of December at this gig here. I'll just put the flyer up again for you while we're here. For our end of year big fans night at the Rebel session featuring Clover from County Limerick, Kieran Mack from West Belfast here, a regular in the Rock Bar, with myself, Roe. I'll be DJing throughout the night, folks, and a few extra tunes at the end. So if anyone can get there, please get there. It's going to be a great night. It's £10 admission, folks. Doors open at 8 p.m. Here goes Clover for Sarah Boland to ask for it, and this is the legend on Rebel Sundays.
I went to see a legend just the other night in the Yankee Stadium underneath the lights. I heard a man speaking after years and years in jail. His name was Nelson Mandela. He was here to tell his tale. And the crowd, they cheered him loudly as then the silence fell. And he spoke about the hard years in a South African cell. And although he is free, his heart still feels pain for his country, and his people are still a part of the shame. And we hope that we would join him and walk down freedom's road, and that these years would be the hardest, oh, but they would be the last. And to join our hands together so that we might be as one, and to bring ourselves to the cause so this battle it would be won. Well, I went home that evening, I fell asleep and I had a dream. I was standing in the pouring rain in an Irish field of green, and all around the headstones of the martyrs of the past, I stood there in silence, and they spoke to me at last. Kevin Barry's my name. I was tortured in my cell. Oh, they wanted the names of my comrades, oh, but this I would not tell. And I am Roger Casement. I was hanged in London town for bringing German rifles to the lonely Bannisterran. James Conley is my name. The working people, they are my life. And they shot me down in Kilmainham jail and strife. And I am Padraig Pearse. I was shot down by the foe. I read the proclamation on the steps of the GPO. And the next voice that I heard, it said my name is Bobby Sands. And it's great to hear Mandela's words are ringing through our land. I want to hear them in Belfast, in Friderry and Tyrone. Maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. Well, I woke up the next morning, I remember them all. And who would believe that they tore down the Berlin Wall? So now I said, Mandela, oh, can this really be? That maybe now we would see Ireland reunited and free. Yes, maybe now we will see
Brilliant, folks. So a Clover there for you from their album No Criminal in Me. That is the legend with Paul singing there, so it is. Great version, that's so it is. Michael Collins says, yeah, Emer's a super singer. Ciara Griffin, can you play Emer, Farewell to Blahy or Teddy O'Neill, please? Carl Ann's looking for some Christy Moore. Marty wants some David Ravix up the Provost. Well, I think we're looking for an excuse to get cut off Facebook. Maybe the song will do it, but we'll see. Celine says, yeah, I would never believe that about Uncle Hugh. Celine, myself as well, I couldn't believe it whenever the guy told me. I think, no way. But then I spoke to Arnell about it, and he says they actually done a story about it in the Irish News. So they did. So it's actually there somewhere. So mad. There we go. Sears of Motions. I don't know if is this O'Malley? Is it Watson or Kate or Connor? Who is it? It's probably Michael O'Malley. He's looking for 90 miles from Paddy. Yeah, we'll get that there on. So well for you, not a problem. I just seen somebody posting there about on Facebook about yeah, this is an answer. Talk about the 9-0 win today to the shape bag teams who won't sell us tickets for their empty stadiums. I think it was it who was asking basically their supporters to pay £30 each to do with to basically make up the loss they're going to make from not giving Celtic so many tickets. Cheers, buddy. It's Michael. All right. How you doing today, Mugger? You mustn't do hangovers, do you now? Unless you just have a permanent hangover, so you do, like. Yeah, but I think it's today. You look at how empty that ground was. So it was in Dundee or Tannadice, and it probably could have been filled over 3/4 full with Celtic fans. And that has sold enough tickets, and they won't do that there. And look, that's what you get for it. You get a 9-0 hammering. You could have had basically a full stadium of Celtic fans watching that match, and a few quid in your coffers, but no. That's what you get for not giving us any tickets in your stadium. There you go. Carl Ann looking a bit of the Whistling Donkeys. Oh, yes, maybe we'll get them on the lads today. Right, so we're going to do next for. So Michael there was looking for a bit of Podgy. He wanted to hear 90 Miles from Dublin. 90 Miles from Dublin. This is from Podgy's album Songbird. It's on Spotify. Cracking album. Podgy needs to release another album, so he does have to say another solo album, because you don't get to hear him enough. Obviously, when he does plays Shebeen, he does some of the songs himself. Alan will sing a lot of the songs, but Podgy is a phenomenal singer, so he is, and he definitely needs to get back into with Crookie and the recording studio. So here we go.
Well, I'm 90 miles from Dublin town. I'm in an H-block cell. To help you understand me plight, the story now I'll tell. I'm on the blanket protest, my efforts must not fail. For I'm joined by men and women in the Kesh and Armagh jail. Well, it all began one morning. I was dragged to Castlereagh, and though it was 3 years ago, it seems like yesterday. For 3 days kicked and beaten, I then was forced to sign confessions that convicted me of deeds that were not mine. Then sentenced in a Diplomat court, my protest it began. I could not wear their prison gear, I was a blanket man. I'll not accept their status, I'll not be criminalized. That's the issue in the blocks for which we give our lives. Over there in London town, oh how they'd laugh and sneer if they could only make us wear their lonesome prison gear. Prisoners of war, that's what we are, and that we must remain. The blanket protest cannot end till the status we regain. I've been beaten round the romper room because I won't say sir. I've been frog marched down the landing and dragged back by the hair. I've suffered degradation, humility and pain. Still the spirit does not falter. British torture is in vain. I've been held in scalded water while my back with dextrose was torn. I've been scratched and cut from head to foot, then thrown out on the floor. I've suffered mirror searches, been probed by drunken bears. I've heard me comrades cry and scream and utter useless prayers. Now with the news that's coming in, our protest must not fail. For now we're joined by 30 girls in Armagh's women's jail. So pay attention, Irishmen and Irish women too, and show the Free State rulers that their silence will not do. Though it's 90 miles from Dublin, it seems so far away. There's more attention to our plight in the USA. So now you've heard the story, this filthy living hell. Remember 90 miles away, I'm still in an H-block cell. Remember 90 miles away, I'm still in an H-block cell.
There we go. So the phenomenal Paddy here, folks, from his album Songbird. You can find it on Spotify. It's a great album. It's a few years old now, but it always just gets better with age. Big shout out as well to Kieran Mack, who's heading back from the Rebel County of Cork. He's playing the Heart Bar last night with the crowd, the lads in the car. So, yeah, I hope you had a good gig, mate. I heard the speakers weren't too well in the first bit of your set. Usually O'Malley admitted there to making a bit of a balls. But yeah, mate, glad to see you're playing down the Rebel County, mate. Hopefully you get back again soon. I would like to be there myself one day, but there we go. Facebook has been cut off. There wasn't too many watching the Facebook anyway, so what we'll do is we will just start this again now. We'll remove Facebook, see, and back on again, and we'll get it back on. So yeah, there we go. Paddy, by that 90 miles from Dublin town, that was enough to get that there cut off. Out of all the songs we played in the show today, that was the one that Facebook decided was going to get us cut off. Absolute nuts. Right, so here we go. Carl Lamb's looking a bit of Christy Moore. Played this here one a few times last week at a couple of the gigs in Derry, and I'm doing very, very well. The crowd love this one. It's the live version, recorded live in the Barlands. It's Christy Moore with Viva la Quita Brigada.
And 10 years before I saw the light of morn, a comradeship of heroes was laid. From every corner of the world came sailing the 15th International Brigade. They came to stand beside the Spanish people to try and stem the rising fascist tide. Franco's allies were the powerful and wealthy. Frank Ryan's men came from the other side. Even the olives were bleeding as the battle for Madrid had thundered on. Truth and love against the force of evil, brotherhood against the fascist love. Viva la Quinta Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made it fun. Adelante, cry your Let us remember them tonight. Bob Hillard was the Church of Ireland pastor. From Killarney across the Pyrenees he came. From there he came a brave young Christian brother. Side by side they fought and died in Spain. And Tommy Woods at 17 died in Cordova. With the Vienna he learned to hold the gun. From Dublin to the Via del Rio, where they fought and died beneath the Spanish sun. Viva la Quinta Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made him fight. Adelante is the crier of the hillside. Let us remember them tonight. And the Irishman heard the call of Franco, joined Hitler and Mussolini too. A propaganda from the pulpit and newspaper had dug the field to gather up his crew. And the word came from the church to support the Nazis. Then at last they failed again. The bishops blessed the blue shirts down in Galway as they sailed beneath the swastika to Spain. Viva la Quinta Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made him fight. Adelante is the crier of the hillside. Let us remember them tonight. And this song is a tribute to Frank Riley, it's Conway and Vinnie Cody too, Peter Daly, Charlie Regan and Hugh Bonner. So many died at end of year. Danny Boyle, Leslie Brown and Charlie Dundee, Liam Tomlinson and James Brady from Shortstrand, Jack Nalty, Tommy Patton and Frank Conroy, Jim Foley, Tony Fox and Dick Dundee. Viva la Quinta Brigada, no pass around the pledge that made it fun. Adelante is the crier of the hillside. Let us remember them tonight. Viva la Quinta Brigada, let us remember them tonight. Viva la Quinta Brigada, let us remember them tonight.
Yeah, so the brilliant Christy Moore, folks, for you. Terry, I've already played Damien Quinn for the day. How many Damien Quinn songs do you want me to play, for God's sake? There we go. That was Christy Moore live at the Glasgow Barland with Viva la Quinta Brigada. Paul Waters, what is the name of this song? It's called Viva la Quinta Brigada. That was the live version our mate recorded live in the legendary Glasgow Barland, so it is. John Boy McElhenney, Bella Ciao for all the people who will be on the picket line next week. Thanks again. Yes, all the postal workers, fair play to you, lads. Let's see. Kay Whelan says, thanks for all great ballads and songs. Christopher Slavin, is that Slavin or Slavin? Brilliant song. Greetings from Free Derry. Derek, I forgot all about this here, mates, so I'll get it on now for you. Pierce Jordan by Gary Ogue for Carlan, Joe Rab. Thanks, Ro. Not a problem, mate. Right, so we're going to this is from well, not technically Gary Ogue, it's Ogue from their album live at the Brazen Head. The album that basically set the standard for so many live Rebel albums. When you just listen to this here, the way after the guys recorded this album, it just changed their lives completely with it. And there's a great documentary if you watch it. coach had made it. And he came over here and interviewed a lot of the lads in Belfast and Derry and all, talking about the album and how the album affected them and whatever when it first came out. So if you go to YouTube and search for the making of Live at the Brazen Head from Eire Og, it's a phenomenal bit of work. So fair play to the coach for putting that there together. Right, so we'll go to this one here. So Derek asked for this here, folks. Again, folks, if any of you are watching today and you're enjoying the show, I know we had a few false starts, but listen, that's not what we can do about there. We're back on now. But any donations or tips or much appreciated, folks. It does help keeping the show going every Sunday. So if you can see here beside up my right hand side here, there's a wee link there for PayPal, and there's a link down there for Revolut. If you scan them with your phone, it'll bring you straight to PayPal or Revolut. Also, if you don't have PayPal or Revolut, just send me a wee PM and I will give you the link for the bank details, and you can send me a bank transfer. There's a few do every week, so thank you much to all using. You all know who you are. The show basically wouldn't be running without your dedication every week, folks, for sending us a few quid. So, folks, this show is it's not funded, it's not supported, it's not sponsored by anybody. So any donation we do get goes towards keeping the show going. So if anyone can throw a few wee quid in, it'll be much, much appreciated. Right, so we'll do this one for where is the song? For Derek, he asked for it for all your crew, and then we're going to play the whole start of the intro to it, because it's vital that you listen to this here. About whenever a guy in the band first came over, I can remember well when they first came over here. I was playing there in a flute band at the time, and they used to stay with the Jordan family, so they did up in White Rock there, or New Barnsley, and they owe them a tremendous sort of lot of gratitude for starting off. So here we go. This is Eire Og from their legendary album recorded live in the Brazen Head, and this is the ball of Pierce Jordan. It's basically for Derek.
We're going to continue on. A song about a young man from Belfast who was shot dead by RUC. I'd like to dedicate this song to this young man's family. They've put us up on numerous occasions in Belfast, and we've been overplayed. It's a ballad of Pierce Jordan, dedicated to Teresa Q and Matt. Please come to the very best of all in the house when we sing this song, please. A young man was shot on the Falls Road today. The bulletins came through to hide the truth away, for different stories to cover the lies. It was cold-blooded murder, caused Pierce Jordan to die. She travelled the Falls Road early that night. The police, they were watching. They kept you inside. They rammed your car from every side as you staggered away. You were shot and you died. Sling a foil, Macara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory is still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Your killer that night, we did not even see. Shot in the back for they are, you see. Now they won't be punished, no justice they'll meet. Pursuit and Pierce Jordan, unarmed in the streets, slang of foil, Macara, just for a while. You'll not have your crack, your jokes, or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. The grief that is felt by his family is so hard to know that they'll never see Pierce anymore. No chance to hold him or tell him goodbye, but they're proud of their son and the cause that he held high. Slang of foil, Macara, just for a while. We will not have your crack, your jokes, or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory is still true. A brave son of Ireland, we will not forget you. Slang of foil, Macara, just for a while. We'll not have your crack, your jokes, or your smiles, but in years to come, your memory's still true. Goodbye, my dear friend. We will not forget you.
There we go. Phenomenal version of that song there. Of course, written by Mickey and Maura McNally. Mickey formed of the Irish Brigade. Great version. There's Gary O performed with Oak from their album Live, the Prison Head, folks. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's for Derek, that one, and all your crew. Folks, we'll have another maybe 20 minutes to go today. This is Rebel Sundays on the Rebel podcast. Thanks for staying with me, folks. I know I had a few false starts and a few, well, had one shutdown on Facebook, but we'll have been here for the majority of the day. Again, cheers to Paddy Mangan and Fran for coming on today for my guests, and lads, good luck with your new band. I'm sure you're going to rock it over the next few years, going by the amount of publicity you've had and basically the amount of gigs you're getting. There's a lot of respect to our face from fellow musicians and from myself and bars and stuff, so there'll be no trouble getting bookings anyway. Great to see they're getting over to America as well and Scotland, so good luck to you, lads. Right, a few more requests here come through, just so as we paid their Pierce Jordan, folks. Just remember this here flyer here, so I'll second that banner away. On Saturday the 26th of November at the Fallons, folks, it's going to be Ernua Flute Band presents the 30th anniversary. So this year is the 30th anniversary of the volunteer Pierce Jordan and the brutal murder on the Falls Road, being shot in the back, folks, by the RUC, unarmed. It's going to be a great night featuring Bick McFarlane, legend here in West Belfast, the Irish Brigade. Need no introduction. Then probably one of the biggest attractions of the night is going to be the Battle of the Bands between Ernua and the Maxi. Ernua from West Belfast and the Maxi, the volunteer Sean McElvenna, flute band from Glasgow. And then I'll be doing a few tunes throughout the night, plus finishing off with a bit of a disco. So it's going to be a great night, folks. Doors open at 7 o'clock, and admission is £10. And the following day, there's going to be the parade. That's the annual Pierce Jordan commemoration parade. I think that's going to be going to, starting off, I think it's Trinity Lodge and Turf Lodge, and heading down to the mural on the Falls Road there where Pierce was murdered. And as far as I know, that's come back to the Fallons as well. I think Stefan is going to be playing at that, as far as I know, going by what I've been told. But yeah, looking forward to this here. So cheers to Mackie for asking me. So there's Saturday the 26th of November, folks, the week before my gig in the Rock Bar. So it's Bick McFarlane, the Irish Brigade, and the Battle of Bands between Ernua and the Maxi. So that's going to be a great night. So get yourselves down there. Doors open 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. and the admission is a £10, folks. All proceeds going to the upkeep of Ernua Flute Band from here in West Belfast. Right, so a few more requests are coming through before we'll finish up, so we'll try and get them on. So Ciara, I'm going to play another. Yes, I'll play Farewell to Blackie, I think I'm going to do for you. So Carl Ann as well. Something to say to Strong Row, please, for all the Tims out there, including the Dubs. Listen, unless you say the dirty Dubs, I'm not going to say it. Come on, you can't mention Dublin without saying you dirty Dubs, you know, because it's one of them ones like Man City. Everybody hates us, but we don't care. But we'll have all the money, so we do. I mean, we'll have all. That's why we're so good at the old GA. All the money's being pumped in these. We'll have the biggest county. We could have 3 counties in one. You know what I mean? The size Dublin is, and we'll have the best stadium. The list is endless. But what am I to say? You know, I'm just a lonely supporter from Antrim here. Right. So somebody asked her on there for a bit of the Whistling Donkeys band. I really want to go and see. I've been watching them a lot recently out of their videos and stuff. Their album recorded live at Mandela Hall's Class, so it is. So we haven't played Grace on the show in such a long time, so I haven't people ask for it every single week, and I just don't like playing it because it's sick to death of hearing this song. But I heard the Whistling Donkeys version. There's a great video on YouTube of it. They do a lovely music video as well, which is fantastic. This lead singer, this band, is just some voice, so he has. So here we go. This, folks, this is the Whistling Donkeys. For whoever asked for Whistling Donkeys, I think it was maybe Carl Lamb, was it? Or on there. And this is the Ballad of Grace. And I normally only play a song if I hear a great new version of it. And this one here, when I first heard this version, I was just blown away. Phenomenal. So this, folks, the Ballad of Grace from Rebel Sundays from the Whistling Donkeys. If it ever plays. Here we go.
As we gather in the chapel here in Old Kilmainham Jail, I think about these past few weeks. Oh, they say we failed. From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. But all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for
men, my love for this dear land. But when Paddy called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. As I walk out on this May morning, my thoughts will be of you. And I'll write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know that I love so much that I could see his blood upon the road. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and
There you go. That's the sound of the Whistling Donkeys there, folks, with the Ballad of Grace. I say I don't normally play that song on the show a lot because I play it so much with doing gigs and stuff, and it's overplayed to death. So does like, so if I hear a version that makes me go wow, like I'll play it in the show. So that one definitely takes that back. So it does, like, that's the Whistling Donkey. So there you go, phenomenal version, folks. Right, this is Rebel Sundays. We have another few tunes to go today. So thanks very much for tuning in this afternoon, folks. And just again, folks, so you know, there's going to be no show on next Sunday. I know if any are just joining in going, what the hell, you're only back today in the studio, but listen, it's my wee girl Maeve's first birthday next week, so we're having a party for her next Sunday, so that's why I'm not going to be here, folks, so I'm sure you'll all understand, but we'll be back the following week, back in the studio, so there we go. Joseph McGuy says, please play Larry Marley by anyone. Haven't heard any. Is Larry Marley? I'll have to have a wee look in there, and hear this fat song. Carlin, nice to have a wee variety of songs. Brilliant. Joseph McGuy, sounds great with the sound bar on as well. Valerie, you love the dubs. Well, Valerie, you know it's all about a crack. I love you guys, so do. Great friends, great listeners of the show, so thank you very much. So who was it? So it was for Ciara Griffin. She was looking for Teddy O'Neill or Farewell to Blackie. So we'll do we actually played Teddy O'Neill. It wasn't on the show last week, maybe the live one we played it. So we'll do it there. I actually did play it in the live show. So we haven't played Farewell to Blackie by Emer in a while. So we'll do this one now. This is McElwee's Farewell, song written, of course, by Emer's dad. Another one we're doing today. She recorded Swiss from her album, recorded live in the Rock Bar. So again, folks, if you're in go be about the Rock tonight, Shea Doolin is going to be there. Absolutely thrilled to be bringing Shea over this weekend. So great to see him getting a few gigs, and he's going to be playing at the Hills Donegal. Celtic Supporters Festival in Bundoran, and plus we're going to be releasing the dates for him for Derry and Donegal at the end of maybe in a couple of weeks. He's going to be playing there at the end of October. So yep, looking forward to getting him over for the M gigs as well. Fair play to him. Right, so we go. This is for Ciara, who's looking for Emer, and this is McElwee's Farewell to Balahi. Rebel Sundays, folks, on the Rebel podcast.
Farewell to Balahi, like white on the door, and the green hills of Derry is I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. For hundreds of years now we've kept up the fight, and the history book told me of Ireland's plight. With Francis and Dominic, I follow the call to conquer the tyrants and defy England's laws. So farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like white on the dawn and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Through the hills of South Derry we marched and we drilled to our exploits in action, all Irish youth thrilled. Most feared men in Ulster, volunteers on the run. We give England her answer from the bars of our guns. So farewell to Balahi, like white on the dawn and the green hills of Derry, that I dearly love. I thought return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell. Oh gallant South Derry, you're forever blessed in your struggle for freedom. You've given your best. There's shoes and a faces for Sheridan and Lee, and inscribed with their names now. Who? Brave Tom McElwee. So farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like white on the dawn and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you one more time, farewell to Balahi, so farewell to Balahi, like white on the dawn and the green hills of Derry that I dearly love. My thoughts return to you from my dark age blocks in. So friends and brave comrades, I bid you farewell.
An email there for you folks from our album recorded live in the Rock Bar with McElwee's Farewell to Bullahy. Especially for Ciara, that one, Ciara Griffin. I hope you had a good weekend in Bundoran last weekend, by the way. I know you couldn't make it to the Derry for the Rebel weekend. Let's see, Derek Daly looking for the ball to Peter Pepe Rooney. Let's see, Celine, see you all in 2 weeks. Derek, great show again, Ro. Enjoy your weekend next week with the family. Yeah, well, I'm going to be in one of those bloody, what is it called? Those children's play, bloody bouncy places. So I don't know if I'm going to be enjoying it too much or not, like, but I'm going to be there in spirit anyway, so but listen, yeah, it's the wee woman's first birthday, so we'll have to go and celebrate it. But I still can't believe it's a year already. This year is just flew. It just seems like folks not long ago I was sitting talking with saying that Laura was pregnant and ready to obviously give birth, and then the child being born in a year already. It's just crazy. It's just flew, so it has. Right, so we're going to finish up with this one for you folks. Again, cheers to you all for watching today. Thanks to everyone who's threw us a few quid via donation, folks. You still can, if any want to drop a wee donation to the show, just here, save me there. There's a link there for PayPal and one there for Revolut, so just scan that with your phone and it'll bring you straight to the PayPal Revolut. You can drop whatever you can, folks, big or small, whatever. All monies are much appreciated, I have to say, towards the upkeep of the show. As I say earlier on there, folks, this isn't sponsored, so it don't get any basically money sort of to do the show, and the sort of outgoings I have to run it every single week, it is sort of fairly high. So for all you is to drop me a few quid every week, it's much appreciated. Thank you. I don't say that enough, so cheers to you all. So if any of you do want to drop a donation, please do it via PayPal or Revolut. Cheers. Right, so we're going to finish up with a song from a man. Had to say, I've known him for a good few years now. Marty Healy. Obviously got a good yarn with him last week. He was steaming, like, but by the end of the gig, but a good yarn with him at the end of the night. In the Derry City Social Club. He's a great guy. Guy's a legend in the Derry scene, so he is. So this is a song that we put on the Ribs for Hope album, song called Beeswing. Marty's version is just brilliant. So it is, like, the one that he does with the band is very, very good, the live version, but this is one that they recorded for the one of Ronan's albums. I think this might have been the first one, so it was the original first Notes from Derry. This one was recorded for, so here we go, folks. We'll play this here song and then we're going to do Around the Vein as normal. So here we go. This is Marty Healy, folks, with Beeswing. I say no show next week as we're going to be out celebrating my wee woman's first birthday party, so please forgive me for not being here, but I'm sure you'll understand. So we'll be back the following week, back in the studio, folks. So again, thank you very much, and I'll see you all again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much. Cheers.
I was 19 when I came to town. They called it summer love. We were burning babies, burning flags, the hawks against the dove. I took a job at the steamy town in Caldrum Street, and I fell in love with a laundry girl, she was working next to me. Brown hair zigzagged around her face and a look of half surprise, like a fox caught in the headlights, the animal in her eyes. Said to me, oh, can't you see, I'm not the factory kind, and if you don't take me out of here, I'll lose my mind. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, oh, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Well, we bust around the market town for a picking down in Kent, and we could take your lamps and pots and names wherever we went. We were camping down in Carrow one time, and the work was pretty good. She wouldn't wait for the harvest, and I thought we should.
Then he said to her, we'll settle down and get a few acres dug, the fire burning in her hearth and babies on the run. She said, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You may be lord of half the world, you'll not own me as well. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We were drinking more in those days, and tempers reached the pitch. Like a fool I let her run away when she took her rambling itch. And the last they heard, she's living rough, way back in the Derby beat. White horse in her hip pocket and a wolf ain't at her feet. And they say she even married once to a man named Romany Brown. Even a gypsy caravan was too much settling down. And they say your flyer is fading now, hard weather and hard booze. Maybe that's the price you pay for the change that you refuse. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price in love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. She was a rare thing, as fine as a bee's wing. I miss her more than ever words can say. I could just taste some of her wildness now. If I could hold her in my arms today, I wouldn't want her any other way. Queens are slow, her tender on the come. They buzz face hair, chanting a share pasta. The akbar pantiran of the top and dots I in Sabar well. They gone their kettle on was no sell. They gone their scrape. They labot na be there. Charlotte cannon around the veil. Thanks very much. Good night. God bless you all.
You've been listening to Rebel Podcast of Rory Carson. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We're also available on all social media outlets. just search Rebel Rebel Podcast. Bhí sibh géisteach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siúefical sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main thuisiilta. Ní mór dit ag fád cruúlaí Rebel Rebel a chuirda.